almost didn't make this video. 2025 was hard. But these photos, they reminded me it happened. All of it. The good, the exhausting, and everything in between. Okay, so technically I took this trip in late 2024, but I didn't get the film developed until January, so it counts, right? My rules. I went to Singapore with my mom, and honestly, I needed it. "2024 had me doubting everything. Myself, my choices, whether I was even on the right path. Actually, I'm still doing it. These years are the toughest years of my life. I kept grappling with my own expectations and the fear of failure. The rejections just kept piling up. But this trip wasn't just about exploring a new place, it was about reconnecting with my mom, with myself, and with something outside all the noise in my head. Singapore has this interesting space between Asia and Western culture. You've got these massive modern skyscrapers, but then the next minute, you're eating at a hawker center underground. It's always rushing. We took buses and subways everywhere, and riding those trains, I watched people, just hardworking folks going about their day. No complaining, no drama. Life just goes on. There's something grounded about that, you know? It's so different from Japan's vibe. Japan has this calm chaos thing where everything's busy but somehow peaceful. Singapore is straight to the core, rushed and silent. Everyone's in their own world. Well, except when you're walking around with this ridiculously bright red shirt. I thought people were too immersed in their own thing to notice, but nope, got stared at more than a few times. So much for blending in. But here's what really got me, the color. There's this whole street filled with Indian culture, just bursting with life and color. It became my favorite spot. I think the strip gave me some of that color back too. Like literally and metaphorically. This trip taught me something about vulnerability, about reaching out to the people you love when things get hard, about the power of just being together. 2024 challenged me to confront my own expectations and the fear of failure. I stumbled many times. I've received so much of failures and rejections, and I learned that discipline is my anchor, and I would not let that go. It has brought me back to the core of who I am.
The quirky site to your right is Clark Quay, named after Sir Andrew Clark. Buildings on the bank.
There's something so magical about nature, isn't there? The rustling leaves, the gentle breeze. It's like the earth is whispering that everything will be okay. But deep inside, I know that not everything will be okay. As the sun sets, I can't help but think about the lessons I've learned this year. The importance of vulnerability, of reaching out to the loved ones, and the power of shared experience. "2024 challenged me in ways I wasn't ready for. And I'm so grateful for this trip. So, for TED this year, I decided to challenge myself. I used a Nikon FE, a full SLR, for the first time. Did it work? Chef's kiss, oh my god. The details, the colors, and the contrast, everything looked incredible. My first time shooting with an SLR, and some of these shots came out way better than I expected. But here's the thing, shooting with an SLR outdoors is no joke. You have to light meter everything just right, especially in the night light. And as some of these popular spots where people are lining up, you have to prepare everything beforehand, get your settings ready, frame it in your head, and then shoot. You don't get many chances. With an SLR, you have to stay still and think through every shot. Otherwise, you get this, or this, or this. I probably walked while taking this one. No spray and pray with film, you know. During the shoot, I had this random encounter with a street photographer. He asked about my Nikon, we chatted a bit, and he took some photos of us. It was one of those moments that reminded me why I love this. Meeting people who see everyday life as stories worth capturing. Art lovers just get each other. Sorry. There's something satisfying about shooting with an SLR. The feeling of rolling the shutter, advancing the film, and hearing that mechanic click. It makes you slow down and be intentional. Of course, being my first time with an SLR, I wasn't about to risk everything. I had my pentax as a backup. Just in case. What's the icon of New Year in your country? In Vietnam, for me, it's cherry blossoms. It represents new beginnings, and apparently, choosing the perfect branch of cherry blossom is one of those things only adults do. Guess that's where I am now. Early 2025. The beginning of the year also marked the end of my endless going to school journey. We stayed home to finish writing our thesis. It was this weird mix, delightful but emotional. Like closing a chapter you didn't realize meant so much until it's over. I'm not gonna lie, I did have that much close bond with my friends. Not in the way some people do, but I'm really glad I met them. I learned so much from my classmates about different perspectives, different ways of thinking, and different ways of being in the world. And honestly, I'm so grateful for their tolerance with me. Because to be honest, I'm not that easygoing buddy who just goes with the flow on everything. I'm a little bit particular about things. I think they had to go along with me a lot, put up with my quirks, my mood, my need to do things in a certain way. But they did, and they showed up. To be honest, they gave me so much power, some kind of motivation for me to actually go to class. There's this thing happens when you reach the end of something. You usually only remember the good parts. And maybe that's a defense mechanism. Or maybe it's a grace. Who knows? But what I can say is, I'm proud to be friends with these people. They're doing amazing things, and they're going to do even more amazing things. And I got to be a part of their story, even if just for a little while. That's not nothing. The past version of me would found this whole thing so bothersome. Birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, graduations. All this special occasion feels overwhelming. Like, why do we need to make such a big deal out of everything? Everyone's got their own work to do, like everyone's busy. Actually, I still think that sometimes, honestly, but I'm making some progress. I'm trying to show up for most of their special days, because here's what I'm learning. Being there physically and being there mentally, actually being present. That's a way of congratulating them on finishing a milestone. It's saying, what you did matters. You deserve recognition for this. So I went to my best friend's graduation. I brought flowers, brought gifts, and I said in this small voice, "Congratulations, mate. Now you're on your own." I think what's the most important is just not showing up or buying the flowers or the gift. It's the representation of "I'm so proud of you" out loud. Telling them you see what they've accomplished. Sometimes people sees you more than you see yourself. And that's the part that gets me every time. I've been reconnecting with people I haven't seen in forever. We meet up, grab coffee or food, and we talk about the same worries, but somehow not the same worries anymore, because we're now in different paths. We wonder why we did certain things in the past. We ask each other who we think will be in the future. We laugh about dumb stuff and get quiet about the hard stuff. There's this connection that happens when you reconnect with others. It connects you back to yourself too. It builds this better version of you, piece by piece. And that's exhilarating enough for me. And of course, making new connections wherever I go. I'm happy for every chance, every person that I encounter along the way. We all have reasons to meet. Nothing's random. Or maybe it is, but it doesn't feel that way when you're in it. I have this hobby where I go out and take street photographs around Hanoi. Taking photos is just an excuse to get outside, to walk at my own pace, eat something good, drink coffee, feel like just be in the city. I've lived in Hanoi for years, since I was a kid, and every time I get a chance to go to the old quarter, I still get this little spark of excitement. There's something about the ancient, historical, colonial beauty of this place. Hanoi's architecture is this wide patchwork. Modern buildings next to Western classical, next to Vietnamese traditional. Nothing matches, but somehow it all works together. And I'm obsessed with these little details, the pavements, the faded signs, the old logos that have been here longer than me. They all have this unique taste to them. Living in Hanoi makes me feel in a slow pace, but I'm not a slow person, so I still have to move quickly to get some shots that I really want to take. Mornings here are my favorite. People having breakfast, having a cup of coffee, just watching the life unfold, the vendors setting up, the stream of motorbikes, and the controlled chaos of traffic. This city pisses me off sometimes. The weather is so unpredictable, it does whatever it wants with no warning. The traffic jams can take hours just to get home. It makes me feel uneasy sometimes. But somehow, I still love it. The beauty of it, the contradictions. Anyway, whenever I go around and see the things around, it feels complicated, frustrating, beautiful, and it feels home. The graduation day came so fast, and here's the weirdest part. I seriously don't know why I wasn't even a little excited about it. Like, I'm not longing for it. Maybe because I was too caught up in other problems in life. Like, I kind of lost my mind for a while. But what comes, whether you're ready or not. The day after graduation, I'm officially an adult. Dealing with life, dealing with people. I don't really have a choice in accepting it or not. I must. Everything turns differently now, and I have decisions to make. Sometimes I feel like graduation day is nothing more than a cold shower to your face. Like reality slapping you awake. You're grown up now, kid. Act like an adult. Have some responsibility. Be calm. What I mean by being calm isn't just about keeping your composure. It's about being wise enough and calm enough to make decisions that follow your ethics, your beliefs, your faith, no matter what circumstances you're in. It doesn't mean that from now on I cannot be weak, or fail, or break down completely. Actually, I think that's going to happen more than often now. But maybe I'll be stronger when those moments come. Maybe I know when to ask for help or who to ask. I just know that I have a place to go and a home to come back to. I will also remember that I have free will to do things, but also to be responsible with my choices. We have such a long way to go, and it's just too soon to give up. Way too soon. 2025 was exhausting. Time flew by in this blur of stress and uncertainty, and trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. But these photos, they brought it back. Little pieces of memory that I almost forgot. Honestly, I don't know the next year will look like. It's kind of terrifying. But I've got my cameras, I've got my people. That's something. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I must let you know that I appreciate you so much. See you in the next one. Bye!